Welcome to Open Access. I'm Angelique Besnard, a summer intern in FERC's Office of External Affairs. I'm a junior at Georgetown University, majoring in international politics. I'm happy to have the opportunity to make my first podcast here at FERC. Each summer, FERC welcomes more than 40 interns and volunteers to the Washington, D.C. headquarters and regional offices throughout the U.S. This summer, we operated in an entirely virtual environment. Each intern works in one of FERC's 12 program offices, gets challenging assignments, and works towards becoming the next generation of energy industry leaders. Students in the intern program engage with FERC's leadership through networking sessions, attend training and information sessions, and participate in numerous professional development workshops during their time on board. Today, I'm speaking with fellow summer interns who will give us a glimpse of their experiences and what they learned from their time at FERC. First, let's go to Mark Tao, interning for the Office of Enforcement. Mark, after completing your first year at Dartmouth College, why did you choose to intern at FERC?
Yeah, so, my first year I took a slew of courses, and I got a better idea of sort of what I wanted to study and major in, though I haven't decided yet. I have decided that I really like data science and computer science and public policy. So I really wanted the chance to get some sort of exposure early, to that kind of work as early as possible. Now, I had heard about FERC's intern program through a previous college intern who said that he loved the agency, loved the people, learned a ton from the internship in those fields. So I figured that now would be an amazing time to get some preliminary experience into the industry. And yeah, I'm really grateful that I took that opportunity.
Great. So what professional development opportunities did FERC's internship program provide you?
Yeah, so I think that there were three main opportunities that I really keyed in on. The first of which was a LinkedIn workshop where we were taught by some HR people about how to network and navigate the website and sort of what a good LinkedIn profile looks like. There was also a resume review workshop, which ended up also being really helpful. The speaker then sort of offered the opportunity for any presentation attendee the chance to look at their resume, which was really helpful. And that there was a Navigating the Federal Hiring Maze one, which I found to be super helpful in just calming my nerves about, not getting my applications lost or filtered through some algorithm. And yeah, I'm really grateful that FERC put those all together.
Now, what would you say was the most rewarding part of your internship?
I would say that there were two main things that I'd found the most rewarding. The first of which was definitely my incredible intern project. It was sort of on a different kind of market transaction that I think will be hopefully helpful to Branch 7.8. And the second thing that I found to be the most rewarding was getting to work with my Branch 7.8 team. They were all incredibly helpful and totally understanding throughout this entire process, and I really couldn't have asked for a better group of mentors to learn from, and I'm absolutely positive that I'll be able to go back to any one of them in the future if I have any questions about anything job related. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Next, we go to Kitty Sargent, a law student at George Washington University. Kitty, can you tell us what brought you to FERC?
Yeah, so I was really interested in FERC because I'm a rising 3L at GW, so I'm going to my last year. And I have a lot of experience in environmental law and admin law, which is sort of like my base interest coming into law school. But as I've learned more about energy law at GW, I was drawn to it and wanted to explore it more. So an internship at FERC seemed like a really good fit for this summer.
Now, what role did you play in General Counsel's office, and what was your favorite project?
Yeah, so this summer I've been in the energy markets section in the General Counsel's office. It's been a really great experience so far. Next week's my last week, actually. And my favorite project happened, I think, last week. It was a pretty standard research project. It was bankruptcy related for a case that's before the commission right now. And I was given a research question that was discrete for one specific topic. But what was really cool for me was that we had a team meeting with everyone who was working on this case, and I got to speak in the meeting and presented some of my findings to the attorneys. And there were some pretty senior attorneys there, so it was really cool for me to be able to participate in that way and sort of be treated as an actual attorney and not just an intern. So I really value that experience.
Wow, that sounds like such a great experience. How has your internship at FERC helped further your career goals?
Yeah, I think in two main concrete ways, I've really felt like FERC's been a great summer for me. First, it's just really solidified for me that energy law is something that I'm interested in and pursuing with my career, hopefully maybe at FERC in the future. But I have really just enjoyed learning more about energy law and more about the sector in general, beyond like the legal standpoints. And then also from a mentorship perspective, my supervisor, Helen Dyson, has been super great. And she's been an awesome mentor and has really made all of the interns that she oversees, she's made us all feel really welcome, even though we're remote, which is not the easiest task. And a big shout out to her for doing that. And it's been really great to make connections like that.
Well, thank you for sharing your experience with us, Kitty.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next, we go to Andrea Salazar, a second-year law student at Vermont Law School who worked in the Office of Administrative Law Judges this summer. Andrea, could you please explain to us your interest in FERC?
Sure. My interest in FERC stems from my general interest in the field of energy due to my background in chemical engineering, and that's where I started learning about traditional and renewable energy systems. At Vermont Law School, I'm also pursuing my Master's of Energy Regulation and Law. So FERC really fit well with that.
Could you please walk us through what a typical day looks like for you?
Sure. I have 1 to 2 meetings a day with an energy analyst, law clerk, a paralegal, an ALJ, or all of them at once. Typically, after that, I'll take the day to run some Boolean searches on a legal research site or receive feedback for iterations of my legal writing.
What would you say was your most rewarding experience or project this summer?
The most rewarding experience was getting to meet and engage with commissioners, the chief judge, attorneys from various offices, and law clerks at OALJ. They were all super interested and willing to share their lived experiences, their career paths, and just listening to them talk about those trajectories was an amazing opportunity because it reminded me that they were in law school once too, and it kind of helps me understand that I can also make it.
Sounds like a great opportunity. Now, as you enter your second year at law school, how has the internship supplemented your law curriculum?
So this internship has allowed me to engage with science and finance-based regulatory issues that aren't spelled out in textbooks or even in the statute or regulation. Going into my alternative dispute resolution course this fall, I come with the experience of having sat in on settlement conferences, for example. And then going into my climate justice practicum course, I come with a general understanding of regulatory structure and function. But most importantly, this internship has allowed me to become a part of an ALJ's team and see the process necessary to evaluate different arguments, whereas a casebook pretty much lays out all of that for you, and the reasoning is after the fact. It's really nice to be in the middle of that action.
Well, thank you, Andrea, for sharing.
Sure.
Finally, we go to Franco Gadiri, who is pursuing a Master of Environmental Management at Duke University. Franco, why are you interested in the energy sector?
Hi. So I'm interested in the energy sector because energy is connected to everything within our daily lives, as well as the greater economy. And I think it's a very fast-changing, very innovative sector to work in, and that's why I'm interested in it.
How has your master's degree prepared you for this internship with FERC?
My master's degree definitely prepared me for this internship with FERC. I learned a lot of skills in my classes, such as econ, stats, and law, in addition to Microsoft Excel and Word, which I all used in my internship.
What was your biggest takeaway from your experience at FERC, and how will it help you in your future?
So my biggest takeaway was learning about financial markets and, FTRs and how to prevent market manipulation, because I was working with the Office of Enforcement. And so I definitely can apply that knowledge to energy projects that I do in the future.
Now, would you want to come back and work for FERC in the future?
Absolutely. Everyone is so nice here and very respectful, and I just felt very included in the work environment, so I definitely would come back.
Great. Thank you, Franco.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us today to share your experiences as a FERC Summer 2020 intern. It was a great summer, even if we were all working remotely. Stay safe, mask up, and wash those hands.
FERC is an independent regulatory agency that oversees the interstate transmission of electricity, natural gas, and oil, reviews proposals to build interstate natural gas pipelines and liquefied natural gas terminals, and oversees the licensing of non-federal hydropower projects. FERC protects the reliability of the high-voltage interstate transmission system through mandatory reliability standards, and it monitors interstate energy markets to ensure that everyone in those markets is playing by the rules. Unless otherwise noted, the views expressed in these podcasts are personal views and do not necessarily express the views of individual commissioners or the Commission as a whole. The podcast is a production of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission Office of External Affairs. We'll be updating our posts when we've got news, so be sure to check out our website, www.ferc.gov, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to find out when our next podcast airs.